My prayer today is that whatever strongholds we are facing or whatever has us bound, that we won't stay there, that we'll go into the land that God has promised us. And this comes from 1 Samuel, the 22nd chapter, the 5th verse. It says, "But the prophet Gad said to David, 'Do not stay in the stronghold. Go into the land of Judah.' So David left and went to the forest of Hereth. At this time, David was running from Saul, who was pursuing him to kill him. But in the end, David ended up being victorious. He was afraid for his life at first, but God began to show up mightily in David's life. He began to be victorious everywhere that he went, everywhere that God sent him. God gave him the victory, and God will do the same for you. But you have to be willing to go. You have to be willing to do what God has called you to do. You have to be willing to become who God has called you to be. You can't stay in those same places. You can't continue to do the same things that you used to do. You have to rise up and be who God has called you to be. So my prayer today is that you will push past the strongholds and whatever is keeping you bound, whether that is fear, whether that is anxiety, whether that is just not knowing, or just being afraid. My prayer is that you push past that and you don't wait on anybody else to validate you or to affirm you when God has already done that. You don't need the approval of man when God has sent you somewhere. Your calling is not a group project. This is something that you have to do on your own, no matter what it looks like, no matter if people don't understand or if they think that you're crazy or if they just don't believe. It's up to you to push through. It's up to you to get past that. Know that God is going to give you the victory over your enemies, and He won't allow anything to overtake you. Don't resist the change that God is doing in your life. Don't resist the new thing that God is doing. Don't reject the new thing that God is doing in your life. God is trying to show you who you are meant to be. But if you choose to stay in the past, if you choose to stay doing the same things that you used to do, you'll never get there. You have to go. Even if nobody else is willing to go, you have to go. You have to move. So that is my prayer today, that you will push through the strongholds and be who God has called you to be. Have a good day and a great week.